Look, it says Airborne School, no trespassing, unauthorized personnel keep out. Well, I actually worked for the Airborne School as a civilian in parachute maintenance, so I feel like I'm authorized personnel. We have a friend of ours, or it was Mandy's friend from a long time ago, that was cleaning her house. After her surgery, she started up again cleaning our house, and so she'd come, every 6 or 8 weeks, every month or so, and she had an injury herself, so she hadn't been able to come clean our house as much as she has in the past. But she's coming today, and most of the time when she would come clean our house, I would take Mandy over to her mom and dad's, so she would spend the day over there so Nancy could be able to clean the house without any interruptions or distractions. And but with the issue with Mandy's mom being injured, that we just decided that Mandy stay home while Nancy come clean the house. And Nancy said that she would help Mandy to the bathroom and make her lunch and give her medicine. So I get to stay here on Fort Benning during my lunch. So I'm going to take the day to get me a good walk in. And today's walking venue is Ground Branch. This is where they do the first week of Airborne School training. And there's a running track that goes around it. So probably make a couple of laps around it to get me a mile or two in. But while I'm walking, I'll point the camera at some of the training apparatuses. And what I'm fixing to come up here first is what they call the mock door. This is just a little a mock-up of the aircraft, and it's mainly just training how to exit the aircraft. Shuffling to the door, and a little mock-up of the side of the aircraft where the paratrooper door is. And this mock-up right here is for the C-17. You can tell by the lead edge of the mock door is shaped like a C-17. And that's part of the jump process, is exiting the aircraft in a certain way. So this is week 1 here, is putting on a parachute, a dummy parachute, and practicing, shuffling to the door and the exiting procedures. Support poles for the cables for the 34-foot tower. I gotta imagine that. There's a pole for every letter of the word airborne. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't be out here walking this running trail around the training area. Sometimes it makes the instructors, I don't know. I don't want to put myself or any of them in a bad spot by, them having to holler and question my my presence in their training area. So, being that it's in middle of December, there's no more jump school classes going on. So there's no training going on out here. I figured I'd take the opportunity to walk. It's a really good place to walk. I really enjoy walking it. Good paved path. So there ain't nobody out here training nobody to give me a hard time about it. I like to utilize this facility. The 34-foot tower. I think that was strategically planned. 34 feet is, I have to look it up, maybe make a correction on myself, but it's a particular height where the human perception of something, heck, I can't remember. But anyways, it could have been something having to do with just how much equipment they had to build the things with back then. But I think it was a strategic height that was that they were built from having something to do with the human height depth perception. Over here, what we call a PLF pit. PLF is a parachute landing fall. And over here there's a lateral drift apparatus, and it's a cable with a little kind of like a zip line, and they hang on to this little trolley thing, and they're zip lining down, and the instructor will tell them to, let go, and that's where they practice parachute landing falls. Yeah, I was never an airborne instructor, so I'm not given a period of instruction here. It's just stuff that I recall from when I went to jump school, and spending my entire military career on jump status. But just trying to spit this out the best that I know how. So this isn't I don't have any specific experience in airborne instruction. I jumped out of this one. This was one of the, I'm sure I jumped out of all of them, but I remember this one specifically when one of the first 34-foot towers I jumped out of. And I went to jump school. Oh, here's from the other side, and that's the little trolley thing at the end of that cable right there. And this is another, this is probably something demonstrating how to pull a slip. But anyways, it's a different parachute system, different training methods, so I don't know all of how they do stuff with the T-11. But that's that little trolley thing they hang on to as they're doing a lateral drift and let go to practice parachute landing falls in different directions. Right front, right rear, left, right. But pull-up bars. That's one big thing in jump school was had to do pull-ups. I can't remember, 7 or 8, 10, something like that. I used to be able to do a bunch. Nowadays, I can't do any. I can't even do a single pull-up. But I forgot what I was talking about. That 34-foot tower over there, I remember that was the first one that I jumped out of during my time in training. Oh yeah, I went to jump school. It was January of 1992. It was the first class of that calendar year, and it was cold and it rained on us that day over there. I remember it was a rainy day and somebody stole my poncho, so I had to go into town to an Army surplus store and buy another one. But yeah, that was aggravating. And I vividly remember this PLF pit. That's where we'd had to do pull-ups before we enter the PLF pit to do PT in the morning. And everybody would line up on the pull-up bars, and everybody had to go up at the same time, down at the same time. Instructors would be hollering up, down, and everybody had to go at the same time, or else said if somebody was struggling to get up, everybody else was up there holding on, waiting for the last person to get up. But yeah. And then whenever I actually jumped from an airplane, they were stressing that, doing pull-ups, you to be able to pull a riser slip to try to tilt your parachute in the direction that you want to go. And they were stressing it like it was going to be really difficult to pull a riser slip. And then when I actually jumped, it was really easy. I wasn't pulling my body weight up the riser. I was pulling the lower lateral band of the parachute down to me. So I was like, them guys lied to us the whole time. But anyway, it seems like that was kind of the way things were done in the Army and training status. They'd tell you a bunch of bull crap to make it seem like it was of utmost importance or something was very demanding, when in actuality it was just smoke and mirror, BS and lies. But anyway, it got me through. It was good training. I had successful jumps, never had any malfunctions or injuries, so I guess it was training worthwhile. It's coming up on, y'all help me do the math, January 1992, 02, 12, 22, so about to be 34 years whenever I went to jump school. So it's actually really, really cool working where I do, because I get to be a part of and witness all the airborne community, and but I don't have to suffer through all the nonsense, from being on active duty. Sometimes it's an aggravation. They get you, and being in the Army, you have to do a bunch of stuff you probably wouldn't want to do. And jumping wasn't a bad thing. I used to really enjoy jumping, especially after I went to jump master school and could perform jump master duties in the aircraft. That was lovely. Really enjoyed that. Hanging out the door of the airplane, spotting all your time warnings and spotting the drop zone. And then giving the command to go and put everybody out of the airplane. That was a good time. That's when I really, really, really started enjoying being a paratrooper, was being a jump master. And then I got some different type of aircraft jumps while I was here. Did some Black Hawks. I can't remember if I did Chinook. But there was opportunity here I did the German exchange jump. We jumped out of a German C-160 Transall with German jump masters, and got my German jump wings. But I did jump with them, American parachutes. It was just their jump masters out of their aircraft, and they brought a keg of Lowenbräu over here. So after the ceremony where they pinned their wings, we all had some beers. That was a good day, good time. But yeah, being a part of the Airborne School still, and having the freedom of being a civilian. They can't force me to do stuff I don't want to do. I have my job has guidelines of my scope of duties and responsibilities, and that's mainly just fixing parachutes, manufacturing, training apparatuses, and things to help with the training or the parachute itself. And just get to be around all these young paratrooper soldiers. I don't know, it's fun. I really enjoy it, seeing those guys do things, reflecting on the time when I was young, in shape, 9 foot tall and bulletproof. Couldn't tell me nothing.